I'm going to warn you. I'm going to warn you from me to you. From me to you. I've never steered you wrong before. Don't watch any of these 8 channels. Do not do it. Because if you do watch them, you need to know that there is a very high likelihood that it's going to result in you having improved art and laughing and maybe enjoying yourself. And we can't have that. We simply cannot have that. But in all seriousness, these channels are amazing. So let's get into talking about them right now.
Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Em and today we're going to be doing some watercolors. I don't normally do watercolor. I never do watercolor ever. So this is going to be different, but these are the ones I got. They're Holbein. Obviously, look at that one. Woohoo! I'm really excited, but I'm also very, very scared because I don't use them. I know there's like a huge technique to them, big learning curve. It's not going to be as easy as the pen pastels. So let's see how that goes.
I really enjoy this girl. This is Em, and she has a multimedia art channel. From what I've gathered, her intent is to both build on the art skills she currently has, using media like pencils, which she's highly skilled at, and markers. And then in her more recent videos, she's been really exploring different media like pan pastels, like gouache, like watercolor, which is how I found her channel. And very recently, she's fallen in love with oil paint. And she uses the most bright and vivid colors to paint a lot of still life, mostly fruits and veggies, and sometimes water-based critters. I enjoy Em so much. I think she's adorable. I think her talent is off the charts. And I think if you follow her, you won't be let down. Of course, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, which God knows you wouldn't be. So stay away. Stay far, far away. Next up, this one is a tutorial channel. And if you are struggling to make loose florals like I have been, you'll notice that when you search on YouTube, you're brought to so many different channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, which are teaching you very nicely and very properly how to make loose florals in the standard ways. But what Jillian does is something very different. She employs psychology. The art education that she's providing her viewers with is strongly based around the way the brain works and utilizing our typical means of learning as human beings that we learn in stages and steps. And she applies that directly to the way that she scales up her lessons. She employs a stage 1 through 5 theoretical framework for her teaching. And the way that she does this is extremely unique. She's able to impart the knowledge that she has through what I suspect is her career in psychology. And she puts that into her YouTube obtained art education and turns it around in such a perfectly applicable way. Not to mention, her skills in painting loose florals are clearly unique. She clearly has her own style. It's beautiful. It encourages each of the artists who are learning from her to apply their own personal touch to the subject matter she's teaching. Therefore, while I haven't taken her courses, I feel just through watching her YouTube channel, it's possible to absolutely grow your skills relative to loose floral painting in watercolor and do so in a timely manner. I've watched probably 20 of her videos, and already I have an entirely different view of how to paint loose florals. I'm not saying I'm good at them. I've just started practicing, but I have definitely leveled up from where I was prior to watching her 20 videos. I enjoy her down-to-earth way of interacting, and if you want to be better at loose florals, you would probably watch her videos. Like I said in the beginning, you don't want to, so stay away. Avoid at all costs. The next channel you need to avoid, if the idea of having a cozy sit down with a fellow artist who is low pressure, who's funny, who's self-deprecating, and has a very kind of grown-up, mellow sense of humor, If any of that is as repugnant to you as it is to me, then definitely stay away from our next artist, Pete.
Video, I am going to pick the winner for the markers. That's fine, we're gonna do that later. Right now, I had to address something. You know, I didn't have many haters this round, and all of a sudden, just before I'm ready to record this video, I get, well, a couple days ago, I get someone who actually shows their head and they said, hey, I hate you. No, they didn't say that. Here's what they actually said. Cover your desk or get a junk desk and paint for real. Let me tell you what that's about. So you remember 2022, I think it was, I had this video, I'll put the thumbnail right here. It was my favorite art supplies, and I was going through things and I mentioned a water brush. Now you would have thought that I just took off someone's shoe and stubbed their toe into the corner of a desk anytime I mention a water brush.
Illustrations by Pete. You don't want to watch this guy if the idea of laughing turns your stomach, and if the idea of somebody swatching out every palette they've ever owned and giving a deep description of each color in a humorous way makes you want to vomit, definitely stay away from this guy. He has been making videos here on YouTube for I think about 5 years. He does a lot of product reviews and he paints in a style that's very abstract in most of his videos, where he lays down the watercolor and then he surrounds it with pen and ink. It is pleasant to watch. He makes you laugh. He's low intensity. He's high in humor. And he's just a really sweet guy, in my opinion, from what I know of him on YouTube. He engages in the comments with all of the people who do comment to him. And he has just a really chill and caring outlook toward the people who watch him. And I know you guys definitely don't want that. So I would urge you to stay away. Stay away from illustrations by Pete. The next person in this lineup of artists to stay far, far away from is Thomas Schaller. Thomas is a New York-based artist, architect, author, and instructor of watercolor. And I've seen him on the Watercolor Society. They do a little talk where watercolor artists come in and do an example painting and sort of talk about their perspective on watercolor. So I've seen him there. And then in the last few years, I've noticed him uploading to his own channel.
Hi everybody. Another rainy day in New York City. So I thought I would paint something for you. So I thought it'd be good to talk a little bit about painting interior spaces. A lot of the principles will hold true. I think for the part of the wall that's far away, that's going to be likely good enough, he says as he adds more.
Now, you definitely don't want to watch this channel if the idea of somebody making very realistic, down-to-earth, non-produced content just makes you want to run and hide, because you'll be hiding all day long. Thomas's videos are a literal treasure trove of information for free available to us on YouTube. He goes in depth into his drawings and why he does them the way that he does them. He goes into color theory. He goes into value, concepts like where to add your detail and where to avoid adding detail in your painting, depending upon your composition and what mood you're seeking to evoke in the viewer. All of this in great detail in his videos, to such a degree that I literally feel like it's unfair of me to have the right to watch this for free. I've learned a huge amount from Thomas, despite the fact that he does a lot of architectural work and a lot of scenes of houses and inside of rooms and similar things that I have never ever painted. I've still been able to glean from what he's doing the needed information to apply to my portraiture. I know it will serve you, which is the reason I'm making this video, because I care about you guys. Our next artist has the tiniest channel of any of the channels I'm covering, and by tiny I mean micro. At the time of this recording, she has less than 30 subscribers. But I don't think it'll be that way for very long once people catch on to her.
And at the age of 63, I started watercolor painting. It happened at Christmas when we all got the flu. I got up and lay on the sofa watching YouTube videos, as you do. Once I'd run out of all my favourite Portuguese homesteaders and survival experts, YouTube started showing me watercolour painting tutorial videos. They showed me some amazing, amazing painters. And after about a week, I got the bug. I couldn't resist any longer, so I ordered my first teeny tiny pack of Winsor & Newton paints, some cheap paintbrushes and some paper, which was all wrong, I find out now. But I got started. And if you look below, the next video you'll see will be 100 pictures in 100 days. Can you improve as a watercolor artist by watching YouTube videos? I'll let you find out for yourself.
She is so funny, so honest, and so enjoyable to watch. I have no idea. I cannot remember how I found her channel, but I found it a few weeks ago.
What's happened here? What happened here was that tree. This was quite hard, actually. It's sitting in a taverna called the Five Brothers, looking across the road to the beach in Stupa. And I sort of got all the proportions right, ruined it with the sunset, and then decided to cover that up with a tree. It's how I don't know, what's the tree doing? I struggle with trees, I really do. But I was also trying to capture the greeny grey that happens at the sunset time. The sea goes this amazing greeny grey colour. And that pot of whatever that is sitting outside the Five Brothers, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't do your plants justice.
And I started at the beginning and I watched all the way through her entire repertoire. And I wanted to comment my thoughts in her comments because I so enjoyed watching her videos. But I decided that since I was planning this video anyway, I would add her in and hopefully she'll see this. She's British, she's funny, she's like the majority of us who watch this channel, a little bit older. And I just really appreciate the way that she looks at the painting. I appreciate her stick-to-itiveness and her drive to get better and better. And I just really like her self-deprecating humor and her passion for watercolor after finding it on YouTube, just like I did. Our next channel is a tutorial-based channel, Oliver Pyle. It's called Our Landscape. And Oliver Pyle is for sure someone you should stay away from if you want to keep your art looking the way it looks right now and not getting any better. You would be wise to stay far away from Oliver Pyle's channel and do not watch it, because on his channel he takes you through all of the things that he employs in order to paint these gorgeous landscapes that he's so well known for. He is an award-winning watercolorist and landscape painter who makes work that will take your breath away, even if you're not into landscapes, which I'm really not. Just the sheer quality and complexity of his work is so stare-worthy. You just want to look at it and take it all in, which serves his function very well. I guess he's doing his job if you want to look at a painting. Why am I such an eternal dork? Oliver takes you through not only how he builds each painting and how to look at composition, how to look at color, how to look at laying down your washes. He spends a lot of time on that in his tutorials, but he also takes you through exercises you can do on the daily just to strengthen your skills. And he's shown me through his tutorials a bunch of different painting techniques that I had not seen elsewhere. If he resonates with you in terms of his delivery style, you know, the whole reason behind me recommending these particular channels to you guys specifically is that I feel you've followed me because for whatever reason, I on some level resonate with you. You can connect with me personally. So my assumption, and I could be wrong, but my assumption is that at least a few of these channels will resonate with you as well because they do with me. And we share some similar qualities, and that's why you're watching me. So back to Oliver, I suggest that you definitely want to stay away from him and keep your skills just like they are today. You don't want to grow. No one does. Come on, let's get serious here. Our last two channels are two of the guys that are in what I consider a little art group that myself, Susan Dove from Creative Solutions Art, and then there's Holly Dubs. She has a channel called Hdubs Art, it's eye candy for days. I adore her style. I adore her artwork. I feel she is so incredibly talented. I have no words. I would like to make a video highlighting her art channel and what she's doing with her art. If you do want to go check it out, I'm linking her channel below in the description, and we'll leave a pin in Holly for right now. But as I was saying, Susan, Holly, and then these two gentlemen, the first Mello-Arts of the Round Table, and the second Ike with Ike-IykizDesign. The five of us have formed like this little art group where we each watch all of each other's videos and comment on them and support each other. And it's been such a gift. Not only have I learned so much from Ike and Mello, each of these men is 5 times the artist I am, and I've learned from their videos, and I'm very grateful that people of this caliber of art, including Holly, including Susan, are all willing to watch my art videos. They both have channels that are starting to really grow, and both of these men are working so incredibly hard, putting out so much content, and it's so flippin' good. So first, let's take a quick look at Mello-Arts of the Round Table. I often comment on his videos that he should be painting for huge Marvel movies and things like that. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I have no clue whatsoever. But in my mind, when I see his work, it's so detailed and perfect in all the ways that the work you see in a movie or in a comic book or things of that caliber. I feel like I don't understand why these people aren't beating down his door to like get him to work for them. But in the meantime, we get to enjoy his art here on YouTube for free. He has a lot of tutorials, and he talks about his process with gouache and watercolor and pen and ink and pencil. You will learn something. He's got a very soothing voice. It's very peaceful and chill to listen to, just like mine as I'm screaming through the camera with enthusiasm, right? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just so excited. I love all of these artists so much and what they're doing. And finally, last but most certainly not least, we have Ike from Ike-IykizDesign. Now, Ike, I suspect, is British because of the way he dates his work. And I basically know nothing else about him. I've never heard him speak once. He just draws, and he draws so beautifully that I am almost brought to tears. His work is so evocative. It's so emotional. It's like the lines carry emotion. And I, as a watercolor artist, and again, a YouTube taught one who has no background in fine art or the historical background of art, I know I'm definitely embarrassing myself here. But I just don't know. And man, you just don't know what you don't know, right? And I don't know. I mean, I do know what I don't know, and what I don't know is a heck of a lot. But I do know that I've heard that line work is very important in art. And Mello, too, has talked about this in his videos and in some of his comments with me, actually. But regarding Ike, the way he uses lines and the way he creates his portraits, I don't know what it is, but his work is such a prime example of emotion brought to life through art. Something about the lines, the hatching, just, it's so incredibly good. And he works so hard at his art. He's constantly improving his craft. He has shorts up almost every single day. He has sketchbook tours on his channel. And I keep encouraging him, Ike, just talk to the people. Let them know who you are, because we all want to connect with you as the artist. The fact that he's never said a word on his channel, from what I can deduce from anything I've seen, yet he still manages to capture the interest of so many people watching him simply draw, including myself. And I have a really hard time connecting with people when they don't verbally share themselves. He clearly has a talent that goes beyond, and I would say you would be remiss to not go and check out his channel. I've linked every single channel I've talked about in the description so that you can easily go and find them. I think that as artists, especially here on YouTube, we really need to support one another. The majority of these channels are small, so we can certainly help them grow by supporting them and showing them some love. I really hope that you guys will put in the comments any really good art channels that you've found. You know you have that one channel that you just love so much that whenever they upload, you're just like, yes, they have a video out, I can't wait, and you click immediately. Put that channel down below. And if it's not an art channel, if it's another kind of channel, that's okay too, because personally right now I'm on the hunt for content to watch. So if it's funny or if it's educational or if somebody's out there just doing a really good job with their YouTube work, I want to know about it. Let's tell people about it and lift everyone up here, okay? I appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a beautiful week and that you're having an absolutely beautiful day. Bye-bye.